NBA drama is hitting Golden State hard. Draymond Green has sent a warning to the Warriors after his heated beef with Alperen Şengün, and the tension is impossible to ignore. Known for his fiery personality, Draymond isn't backing down, but this time his message feels different. It's directed at his own team. He's telling the Warriors to toughen up and respond, or risk falling behind. At the same time, Stephen Curry has reportedly demanded action from the front office, making it clear that he won't sit quietly while chaos brews. Will the Warriors step up with a bold move to fix this? Or is the dynasty's foundation starting to crack under the pressure? This story is just getting started. The NBA world has been rocked once again, and this time it's coming straight from the Golden State Warriors locker room, where chaos, tension, and controversy are brewing at levels no one expected. Draymond Green, the heart and soul of this Warriors dynasty, has once again put himself at the center of a storm after a fiery incident involving Houston Rockets big man Alperen Şengün. What started as a heated on-court altercation has now spiraled into a dramatic fallout behind the scenes, and the ripple effect has reached none other than Stephen Curry himself. The face of the franchise is no longer staying silent. He is demanding action, demanding accountability, and demanding change before the Warriors' season completely unravels. This is not just about one game, one play, or one fight. This is about the future of Golden State, the legacy of Curry, and the survival of a dynasty that looks like it's on the edge of collapse. It all began in what was supposed to be another ordinary night in the NBA. The Warriors faced the Houston Rockets, a young team on the rise, hungry to prove they could stand toe-to-toe with legends like Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. For most of the night, it was business as usual. The Warriors relied on ball movement, Curry's shooting brilliance, and Green's defensive firepower. But in the third quarter, everything changed when Draymond and Sengün got tangled up in the paint. Sengün, known for his crafty footwork and aggressive style, gave Green a hard bump, and Draymond, being Draymond, did not back down. Words were exchanged, bodies collided, and suddenly the game was no longer about basketball. It was about pride, ego, and respect. The referees had to step in, teammates had to hold Green back, and Sengün stood his ground, unafraid, unfazed, and unbothered by Draymond's trademark intensity. Now, for most players in the league, that's where it would have ended. A little trash talk, some shoving, and then back to the game. But Draymond is not most players. For better or worse, he has built his reputation on being emotional, confrontational, and unapologetically outspoken. And this time, instead of cooling off, he doubled down. After the game, Draymond sent shockwaves across the NBA by making comments that weren't just directed at Sengün, but at his own team. He warned the Warriors that they were losing their edge, that they were no longer feared, and that opponents like Sengün felt comfortable standing up to them because Golden State wasn't the intimidating force it used to be. He said flat out that if the Warriors wanted to contend again, they couldn't afford to play soft, they couldn't afford to lose their identity, and they couldn't afford to let what happened in Houston ever happen again. That warning did not sit quietly in the background. It echoed through the Warriors' locker room, and it reached Curry, the man who has carried this franchise to heights no one thought possible. Curry, normally the calm, composed, lead-by-example type, is now demanding answers. He's demanding that the front office, the coaching staff, and the players themselves decide what direction this team is truly heading. Because for the first time in years, Curry is openly frustrated. He knows his window to chase championships is shrinking. He knows his prime won't last forever. And he knows that if this team can't pull together, then all the banners hanging in Chase Center will be nothing more than memories of what used to be, not what still could be. Behind closed doors, multiple reports are now surfacing that Curry had a private sit-down with Warriors management, making it clear that something has to change. He wants discipline, he wants structure, and above all, he wants unity. Because let's be real, this isn't the first time Draymond Green's fire has crossed the line. From the infamous punch on Jordan Poole that shook the team's chemistry to countless technical fouls and suspensions, Draymond's behavior has become both the Warriors' greatest strength and their biggest liability. Curry has always defended his teammate in public, always tried to spin Draymond's intensity as part of what makes him special. But now it seems Curry has reached a breaking point. And that breaking point is coming at the worst possible time. The Western Conference is stacked with powerhouse teams. Denver has Nikola Jokic dominating like a machine. Luka Doncic and the Mavericks are surging. The Lakers, with LeBron and Anthony Davis, are still looming. The Suns have Durant, Booker, and Beal. The Thunder are young and dangerous. Every single night is a war, and the margin for error is razor thin. The Warriors can't afford distractions, they can't afford internal drama, and they certainly can't afford a civil war inside their own locker room. But right now, that's exactly what's brewing. Draymond versus Sengün was just a spark, but the fire is spreading, and it threatens to consume everything Golden State has built. Sources close to the team say that Klay Thompson, who is already facing his own uncertainty with his contract and declining role, was not happy with Draymond's comments. He reportedly told teammates that Green's constant need to stir the pot was hurting the team's chemistry. Young players like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody are also caught in the middle, unsure whether to side with the old guard or carve their own identity separate from it. Steve Kerr, the head coach who has been the glue for so many years, is now walking a tightrope, trying to balance egos, emotions, and expectations. And through it all, Curry is standing in the middle, desperate to find a way forward but increasingly concerned that time is running out. The question now becomes, what action will the Warriors actually take? Will they back Draymond and double down on their identity as the fiery, emotional, never-back-down team? Or will they finally say enough is enough and rein him in, risking the possibility of breaking the bond that has defined this dynasty? Curry's demand for action is not just about Draymond. It's about the entire culture of Golden State. It's about whether this team still has the hunger, the discipline, and the unity to compete at the highest level. Because make no mistake, every team in the NBA smells blood in the water. They see the Warriors fighting among themselves, and they see an opportunity to finally dethrone them once and for all. As this drama unfolds, fans are divided. Some say Draymond is absolutely right, that the Warriors have lost their edge, and that his fire is exactly what they need to wake up and fight. Others say enough is enough, that Draymond's antics have cost the team more than they've helped, and that his time as the emotional leader should come to an end. Social media is exploding with debates, memes, and arguments about whether Curry and Green can still coexist, or whether this dynasty is finally crumbling under the weight of its own history. And the craziest part? This story isn't over. In fact, it's just getting started. Because Curry's demand for action means one thing: change is coming. Whether it's a change in the roster, a change in the rotation, a change in discipline, or even a change in how the Warriors approach the rest of this season, something is about to give. And when it does, the entire NBA will be watching. The Warriors have always been the standard, the dynasty that everyone else measures themselves against. But now, they're vulnerable. They're fractured. And unless Curry's words spark the kind of transformation this team desperately needs, the end of the Golden State era might be closer than anyone imagined. This is no longer just about Sengün, no longer just about Draymond, and no longer just about one bad night in Houston. This is about legacy. This is about whether Steph Curry, the most revolutionary shooter in basketball history, can end his career on top or watch it fade into what-ifs and wasted potential. This is about whether Draymond Green's fire will be remembered as the fuel that kept the dynasty alive or the spark that burned it all down. This is about whether the Warriors, the team that changed basketball forever, can adapt, evolve, and fight one more time, or whether the dynasty is finally over.